Hello everybody. I'm making this video to speak to older men who want to date younger women and oftentimes find themselves questioning why younger women only want to use them for money. Even though you should already fully understand why, unfortunately, I have to break it down. First thing first. Understand that the same reason you are not attracted to women your own age is the exact same reason why younger women are not attracted to people your age. Moral of my statement is, just as you are attracted to the qualities and traits of someone being young people are attracted to those exact same traits. With that said, the very only way for you to get the attention of a younger woman is that you spoil her with gifts, money, expensive dates, those things. That's the very only thing that is going to make you attractive to her. So yes, you're absolutely correct. Those younger women you go after, they are only using you for your money because that's the very only thing that is attractive to them. And then when you say that they don't even want to have sex with you, they just want to use you for your money. Honey, if I can sell pussy to a man my own age, give me one good explanation for why I'm supposed to sell it to someone who is older than my parents. Men in their 20s, 30s, and 40s can be in those exact same transactional situationships where in exchange for money, the women are giving them those things. This especially goes for old white men. We know what you say, you love black women, yet you only love black women under the terms of she's young enough to be your daughter. Riddle me this. You're already significantly older than she is. And on top of being significantly older, you're also white. Please explain what makes you think that a young black hottie is gonna throw pussy at an old white man. Well, I already know what it is, even though you deny it. I know full well that it's something that you inherited from your racist ancestors who taught you that black women were so easy, promiscuous, and they'll just throw pussy at any random white man who they saw. And that age thing where you're attracted to significantly younger black women comes from the fact that your ancestors in slavery were 50, 60, 70 years old, sticking their dicks in 10-year-old black girls. But because you cannot legally do that, what you do is go for black women who are significantly younger than you are so that you can feel like you're carrying on that same sexual fantasy that you inherited, that you don't even know that you inherited. Yeah, you don't even know that when you're attracted to a black woman who is half or a third your age, that it's something that you inherited from your ancestors who were racist as hell. But according to you guys, you're not racist if you're willing to stick your dick in a black woman. I've even heard a white neighbor of mine defend a different racist neighbor by saying he's not racist because that little girl he was arrested for raping was black. Yep, she literally said that. He's not racist because he raped a black little girl. So you mean to tell me a racist white person will not rape a black person? Racist white people have consensual sex with black people. So what the fuck makes you think a racist white person won't rape a black person? Do you know who else was sticking their dicks in black women and little girls? Your slave-owning ancestors. So yes, a lot of the things you do today are directly connected to slavery. Things you inherited. Racist undertones that you have that you don't even know where they came from or why you have them. Beliefs hidden in your subconscious that you don't even know how they got there or why they're even there. But of course, you guys are listening to this pouting and mad saying I'm racist. Yeah, it's racist to point out racism according to racist people who live with racism so embedded in them. And they believe that their feelings are so right because they inherited them and been living with them for so long that they consider you to be wrong for pointing them out. Yeah, so you guys are pouting and saying I'm the one that's racist because I just correctly told you that you're an old white man attracted to little young black girls because you're racist like your ancestors. with a fetish and a fantasy that was directly rooted in white supremacy. So back to what I was saying about being an old white man after a young black girl. That's what I get a lot. A lot of old white men say that black young women try to use them. Just as I said earlier, you're an old man. She has absolutely no reason to be interested in you other than to get money from you. And as I also said earlier, if she wants to have sex in exchange for money, she can do that with a guy who is in his 20s, 30s, or 40s. Or she could do that with a guy who is black. Yeah, you could possibly get a fat black girl or an ugly black girl, but even in that case, it's gonna be harder. Now, something else that comes up, older white men will tell me that they've met with a young black girl, went on a date or two, and then she suddenly ghosted him. This is what I can say about that. There are lots of cultural norms, cultural barriers, cultural differences that white people just don't want to accept. You love to say this stupid, we all bleed red shit. That to me sounds like a way of saying, I know what your cultural boundaries are, but because I feel entitled as a white person, I'm going to say we all bleed red just so I can disrespect and try to knock down all your cultural boundaries and not respect what you're saying about yourself and the individual that you are. So, about old white men going on a date or two with young black women and then being ghosted, what I can say is this. You're in a different age range, meaning you're in a different generation, and you're also from a different ethnic background, regardless of blood color. So things that you might not know are bothering her are actually bothering her a lot. Something that I've realized from older white men is that they are willing to open mouth kiss any random stranger. The easiest way to never hear from a young black girl again or even an older black woman. You can even go on a date with a black woman in her 50s or 60s, and she's not going to be willing to open mouth kiss you 5 minutes after meeting you. That is not something that we do in the black community, and quite frankly, that's not something that they do in the white community either. That's literally something that old white people do. I've literally only had older white men try to kiss me the day we met. Like, seriously, I just met you an hour ago. Why in the world should my mouth and your mouth be connecting already? I'm not judging. I'm just letting you know that even though we all bleed red, we have different cultural norms. So when you go out on a date with a young hot black woman, then you wonder why she ghosted you, what happened. I had one older white man even crying, saying he had no idea what went wrong. He thought the date was perfectly well. He expected to see her again the following day, but suddenly he was blocked. He was tearful and telling me. And that was the first question I asked him. I said, at the end of the date, did you try to kiss her? And guess what? He did. And I told him plainly, that's why you got blocked. So that's something for you older white men to heed when you're trying to date younger black women. She's from a totally different generation and she's from a totally different ethnic background. And while I'm on that about older white men, the entitlement is something that you guys need to let go of. That natural feeling of entitlement. People can have their boundaries clearly stated, and you somehow think an exception is supposed to be made for you. If a woman says do not DM her, guess what that means? Do not DM her. Don't DM her thinking there's supposed to be an exception made for you. That's your white entitlement, feeling like you're white and you don't have to respect people's boundaries. If a woman says she doesn't open mouth kiss strangers, guess what? She doesn't open mouth kiss strangers. She's not going to make an exception for you, especially if you're an old white man. And if you call it racist, oh well. Racist is a black person stating their boundaries and you feeling like because you're white, you don't have to respect her boundaries. That's what's racist. But oh, you willing to stick your dick in a black person so you're not racist. I know plenty of white people who say they would never have sexual contact with a black person. And I've never heard them say anything racist. I've never got any biasness from them. I've never felt any way at all that they're willing to judge anyone by their skin color. Nothing like that at all. But y'all who lust for black people so hard are so racist. I know it's tough, but enough is enough. And on that note, I will end this video. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.